Good morning, Pulsicans and Hexicans unite. You are watching the loudest megaphone in Pulse Chain land, the DeFi Crypto Alliance show, where we're doing our best to bridge the gap between our entrepreneur friends and the best damn crypto community around. Pulse Chain, that's right. How are we doing today, guys? Happy Friday. We made it to the end of the week. The charts look great, in my opinion. And we are here at the final hour before the banana zone. Not financial advice. I'm just a guy on the internet who speculates on his own money. You make your own financial decisions. You push the buy and sell button. All I do is tell you what I do with my money. That's it. You can follow along if you want, or you could do the exact opposite. Maybe I'm the Jim Cramer of Pulse Chain. Who knows? You do opposite what Corey does, you make money. I don't know. Try it out. See what happens. Report back. Who knows, man? But man, so today is the open mic show. So we're going to drop the mic in the chat here soon. I have to keep it pretty tight to an hour at most. Probably a little bit earlier, to be honest with you. And but I wanted to be able to hop on and do a show with you guys. I think I did a show every single week, every single day this week. Which I haven't done in a while. We won't be here, or I won't be here next Monday or Tuesday. We'll be in Texas, flying out there to go on board a bunch of oil and gas guys. At least we're going to try. We'll see how successful we get at it. We're very good at onboarding real estate folks because we don't want to speak their language. Oil and gas guys, we'll see. I'll go in there and I'll bullshit my way through it and see if we can grab a couple or not. So one of my biggest whales that I on board was a real estate guy, and he came in and he put $3 million in the Pulse Chain, and that was about, I don't know, 8 months ago. I haven't really heard much from him since. He's still in our community, but like he's not very active. He builds businesses for businesses, and he does real estate, and so I want to get more people like that. If we can grab like 10 of those guys, bring them in, man, that would be impactful. Now we're starting to, really add some dollars up. So we'll see what happens when I get out there. I'm just happy to get off the island, go to Texas, and kind of, rub elbows with a different type of community besides real estate. So that will be Monday and Tuesday for me. I'll be back on Wednesday as normal. Before we go and drop the link, though, let's go ahead and check out the secret chart, because you guys want to make sure we are not scammed, right? That's why you come and watch the show, that we make sure that you're in the right place at the right time. Unless I'm the Jim Cramer of Pulse Chain, then you can do the opposite. That's perfectly fine too. Up to you. You push the buy and sell buttons. But let's go ahead and take a look, man. I got a feeling we're still in good shape. And we are. Look at that. Yep. Still nice, big inverse head and shoulders if this plays out. Massive W on the weekly too, if that plays out, so here's your W. I just want to show you there's a 1, 2, and then come down a touch here, 3, and then be blast off, right? That would be the W on the weekly, which would be absolutely, that's, you want to talk about market strength and going parabolic, like that would do it. And that lines up with all I'm not going to speak too much about it, but you guys know there's some news coming up about Interpool. Mark my words. And that could line up with that, along with, Richard Hart returning back to the throne and streaming again, and, and bringing some green candles back into the ecosystem, some serious green candles, which, once again, we just need ETH to go, right? Like, look, guys, it's been doing great against ETH. Like, this is all we need to know. Like, once again, May of 2024. Did you know Richard Hart created a stablecoin called Pulse Chain? Well, he did. That's been stable since May of 2024. You could have bought anywhere in here. Now, if you'd bought up here, I get it, but you shouldn't be buying green candles, right? So you could have bought anywhere in here, definitely in here. Oh my God. The guys who bought the PDI FUD, woo, that is, legacy wealth right there, waiting to happen, in my opinion. Once again, not financial advice. Who knows? All that shit can go to zero for all I care, and I'll have to go out and make some more money and Put more in. If it goes to zero, I'm buying all of it. But let's visit the chat real quick before we drop the link. We got Red Squirrel. First and foremost, the myth, the man. Yes, Red Squirrel. You made it number one today. How's Hong Kong, bro? Have you left yet? I'll be leaving to Shanghai in 4 weeks, exactly 1 month from today. Whew, getting a little butterflies in the stomach from that because it's going to be a 28-hour flight. 28 hours. Yeah, not fun. I'm okay. My wife's okay. I'm worried about my 3.5-year-old. That's what I'm really worried about, man. She's 28 hours. Yeah, we'll see what happens, man. And I'm not gonna like I have some people tell me, oh man, just give him Benadryl. I'm like, nah, dude, I'm not doing that. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna drug induce my kid because I don't want to deal with them being grumpy. Nah, that's not my it's not my stick. It's not my thing. So I'll just deal with it one way or another, but it'll be fun. It'll be fine. Cripple King Show. How is Tetra and Sigma doing? Updates. Yeah, this would be the guy to ask right here, to be honest with you, Red Squirrel. He does a lot more than I do. From my understanding, in Red Squirrel, you can completely correct me. They were ready to launch, but then like they were auditing the code or something and found a couple issues, and they're just redoing some lines of the code or something before they launch. And like I said, Red Squirrel can definitely comment on that. So, Norbert, what's up? I'm going to drop the link in the chat if you want to come up. I hope you're in a good mood today. Jeez, man. Norbert's been a little bit grumpy the last couple shows he's been on. Cindy Lou, good morning, Hetzikins and Pulsikins. What is up, Cindy Lou? Good morning to you. We have a lot of ladies in this community, and it's super awesome that we have you guys. You guys need to be more vocal. You guys need to get out there and beat the drum harder and create streams. We love it. King J, what up, man? What up, fam? How are we doing on this beautiful Friday, man? It is a wonderful day today. I am super pumped. Oh, the Ascending Man from DGen Roundtable. Good morning, friends. Ready for the trip to the moon. It is about there. I showed a lot of evidence yesterday why I think we are there. Once again, it's never financial advice, but all I do is go out and look for proof, if you will, proof for me. And I put my emotions aside and I try to analyze it from a very analytical standpoint without emotions. That's the key. That's why I like the secret chart, right? It tells you, like, look, if you're even slightly bullish on ETH, then fuck what everyone else thinks and says. You're in a good spot. Like, it literally says that. Like, and then when people say, "Oh, Pulse Chain is the worst performing blockchain ever," really, we are performing better than ETH since May of 2024. If you would have went all in on Pulse Chain May of 2024, you're up 30% on your money. It's not the worst performing block. So you just got to look at the facts. So, and you guys do too over on your show. If you guys aren't watching DGen Roundtable, you're missing out. It's always a bunch of alpha over there. Go hit subscribe and like over there. It's a lot of fun. I try to tune in. I like that they do a night show, so I get to turn it on like when I'm getting my daughter ready for bed or we're playing or whatever, winding down the day. And I love that because Randy Hilarski used to stream at night, like late at night, and he don't stream no more, and it really breaks my heart. So you guys have kind of replaced that void. He is, dude. Number one. Bright Light, what's up, man? How you doing, good sir? Thank you for showing up. We appreciate it. Daniel Liu, yo, what is up? Yes, ready to go on the rocket ship. We are loading, man. These rocket engines are firing off. I'm telling you. We need some better macro, shifts. We need M2 to keep going parabolic, which we keep showing that chart on here. We need tariffs to kind of calm down. That part of the macro part, would be great. And then we need ETH to catch a bid against Bitcoin, not catch a bid against stablecoin or the dollar. We need it to catch a bid against Bitcoin. Then it's moon time. When is it's sooner than later. I'll tell you that. That's all I can say. Sooner than later, Daniel Liu. Last time we had over 11 people to watch live. Let's break that down. I don't have the time for that today, bro. We did have 1,100 people, though. That was insanity. I do not have the time for that, sir. I have to be off in 45 minutes, whether we like it or not. Jeez. Yes, Daniel Lou, that's what I think. Jeez. What's good, Corey? My man checks my pulse. What's shaking? Heads of kids. Oh, back home, man. That was a quick trip. I'm going to be out there for 2 months, man. I'm excited. 2 months. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of eating, good food, a lot of being a tourist, the same shit. The great news is like I have room and board because my wife's from there and she's inheriting a house. And so I get to stay at the house and all this stuff. And then like the knowing where to go is already built into the trip because my wife, right? She's instant tour guide. It's going to be so good. Yeah, I'm excited. Sunlight, it's going to be a buzz if Bitcoin gets past 100K again soon and then goes to make an all-time new high soon to that. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the M2 money supply chart, man, it's already around 160, 170 projected, right? Don't believe it 100%, but it's a nice compass. That's what I've been telling people. It's a compass. We're a little bit lost in the 4-year cycle. That's a nice compass for us to go, oh, there's north. Let's go that way. Yep, they're fixing a bug that was found before launch almost there. So yeah, dude, and I mean, I'd rather them fix the bug than launch with the bug. Fuck. Let's go. Fix that shit. Oh man. Sami can be our Jim Cramer for now. I don't know if he's Jim Cramer. He's just too emotionally involved in P-Dye, but I love Sami, man. I still love the guy. I was watching his content the other day and he was talking about the ISM business chart and how that is very accurate data. I mean, he hit the fucking nail on the head with the alpha on that one, dude. On the ISM business chart, it was, dude. When he comes up with alpha, dude, it's fucking good. Like it's really good. And like the M2 money supply chart with Collins, that was really good. And so yeah, it just sucks that he's wrapped deep in P-Dye, but give it time, he'll flush out. I just want Hex the Moon. Me too, man. I do too. Shit. Let's go. Someone needs to pump and promote Hex big time. Please. It's my biggest bag. It really is. I would like it to go to the moon. Want to beat Bitcoin, then be singular-minded like Bitcoin. Yeah, Hex. Let's go, dude. Sergey, what up, bro, man? Everything is in line for mad bull run and Hex and Pulse for the next 6 months will be crazy. I agree, good sir. I think it's before 6 months. But then we get a couple banana zones in there. You know what I mean? That'd be a lot of fun. Not just one banana zone, maybe two. Woo! That'd be good. Some of us have earned those banana zones. I like bananas. I'm getting hungry. Sheesh. Hex is the one. I'm telling you, man, I like it, dude. I like the market cap of it too. It was Martin who pointed out if you take all the short-term stakes in the liquid, Hex is, I can't remember what the market cap was anymore, but it was extremely low. Not quite as low as mostest with the mostest, but it was low. And so like, yeah, and I feel like that's his favorite son or daughter, whatever you want to call it, his favorite kid. I could be wrong though. I mean, who knows, dude? Pulse just gas, best stay low. Nah, I mean, I can see that perspective, but I don't think that's what's going to happen. And here's why. Look at the Pulse X chart measured in Pulse, and it's only up and to the right. Why is that? Well, because obviously somebody's making that happen behind the background, right? Someone's pulling some strings to make that happen. But why? So that way, if all the other assets are ratioed much higher against Pulse, then when it comes time to pump the ecosystem, all he has to do is pump Pulse. So don't sleep on Pulse at the same time. Back home enjoying the local elections. Oh man, that's no fun, dude. It's fucked up. Access to money. I do love Hex, man. T2, what up? Bullish on crypto coffee top out. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any, bro. Good for him, man. I saw the meme coin launch. I was at the gym. By the time I got from the gym, it was already like 10x up. Like, all right, fuck it. I'm not buying it. Like, if I'd have got in there before, then I got home to the gym and it was like just launched or something, and I got maybe able to put a couple $100 in just for fun. I love crypto coffee. Matt, he's out here in Puerto Rico. Good dude. Bags are packed. Got a first class ticket to the ride. Awaiting countdown. Let's go. Yo, Corey, good evening from Thailand. Bullish as fuck. Buying the dip as usual. Man, where you get DCA money? I want some more DCA money. I got some money coming in. I could probably come in next week, actually. I think I can bring a little bit of money next week. And we'll see where we're at. Hopefully we're not moon time, but I got a little bit. So the first of the month, we pay ourselves out of the business every single first week of the month is how we pay ourselves. Me and Dane, we distribute our funds, and then money leftovers goes in this ecosystem. Shit, that's how it works. I just dropped the StreamYard link for any of you guys want to come up and say hi and talk anything Pulse Chain. Hopefully, if you come up, you're in a good mood. Norbert, I don't have time to sit here and fight with people for 2 or 3 hours like last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever that was. I only have about 40 minutes of the day that I can stream. So come up, come one, come all. Let's talk anything, like I said, crypto, health, mindset, anything that you love, but it's there. So 75 of you guys watching, though, would love if you hit the like and subscribe if you're over on YouTube. And if you're on Twitter, give me a retweet. Come on. Let's help expose the show just a tad bit more to the audience who fucking needs to see it. Not everyone's going to be seeing this show, so they need to see it. I'm going to be working on some stuff on my end in the background. I'm making some shorts. So I'll take all these shows and then I'm using AI to break up and put them in shorts. And then I'm going to start putting that up on YouTube. Hopefully that'll boost the algorithm to help kind of like get the show more exposed. So I'll be doing my part in the background too. Let's go to one more comment before we bring Norbert up. Hex has a Fed built in. Yep, I agree. I love that aspect. The OA that controls the inflation rate within limits, 3.69, and a money printer built in is just not a coin. It's more secure money too. I agree with that, dude. I really do. I love the aspect that he's able to like say, hey, let's stop the passive income side of things where people are perma dumping every single month, that passive income. And let's stop that inflation. And that way price can get pushed up a lot easier. And then vice versa, when it's time to go into a bear market, let's reward people for staking and holding and staking via the passive income stuff. Price is going to go down anyways. So let's reward people to come in and participate. So I think that's it's fucking genius, dude. It really is. It really is. Ray Dalio calls the solution a 3% solution. Gotta look that up. I love Ray Dalio. I've read 2 of his books. Principles was awesome. Awesome book. What up, Norbert? How are we doing, man? What's the mood like today?
Yeah, the mood is good. The mood is really good. I'm working in the background as well. I'm working in the background as well. I ask Money Gang Crypto and Saint Wolf to come on your show if they have some time to make it another great show. Last time, even though I know I was not in my best, the what's his name? Fast Abdul was saying, "Oh, I'm too negative." I'm not negative, man. I'm just realistic. You can't tell anything about me, man, but not negative. That's the that's the wrong word to use. But I was a bit more realistic, and I was a bit more also looking for solutions because I can see the problem, and I can't be here and pretend, yeah, everything is good and everything is nice. No, if I'm say something, it has a meaning. I'm not just saying things like just to say something. You know what I mean? It's like I pointed out certain things which could improve. So now I gave some ideas. If someone wants to, build up on it, and like I said, I'm truly want to be part of it as well. I'm not just saying like, oh, we should change this and that. I'm here, and I said, I sacrifice, $500 or $1,000 towards that project. If someone is willing to make that happen, I'd rather sacrifice for that than another crypto. But yeah, good, man.
I agree.
Good.
I agree with that one. I definitely want to sacrifice for any more other cryptos. I see I think like GoPulse has a sacrifice right now. I'm just like, man, I'm like, no, thank you, bro. I'm like, if I put more money, I'm just buying cores. I'm just buying, I think my next buy, I might top up actually my Pulse bag, bro. Like it's starting to become one of my weaker bags now that I've been DCA'd. I DCA'd the most last time. I went pretty heavy in there, pretty happy with that bag. And then like Ink has always been pretty good. And then Pulse X, I was going heavy in there for a while because I feel like Pulse X is like a sleeper, man. That chart is the perfect looking fucking chart in crypto, period. It's one big giant wedge, coming down to a point of like where a decision's got to be made. And I just think that thing is going to be absolutely parabolic when it gets going. So I went pretty heavy in there. And Pulse is probably not like, I remember when Pulse Chain first launched, Pulse was my biggest bag. Now it's like my weakest bag.
I know, but you still have your validators, which are keep making you
yeah.
the pulse each time. So you know, like that's your daily DCA, like a daily dose.
They don't produce like just a shit ton of money, right? Like you still kind of have to dollar cost average in if you want to top those bags up because it's like 10% APY, which is not horrible. Like don't get me wrong, because you don't got to do anything, right? You sit there and your computer does all the work, and you print more Pulse every single day. Like I love that aspect.
But have you? I wanted to ask you this. Now it's too late for me, you know, to get validators and stuff like that. But for the audience who's got validators, what I noticed recently that many times the gas, you know, on the beat number, it jumps to like the highest I could see was 36 million. So if that's the case, you as a validator, do you receive more rewards? Because okay, then happy days.
Correct. So when the chain's being heavily used, and then there's a lot of like spikes in the gas fees and stuff like that, like the validators are getting rewarded a lot more during that time period. Yep, absolutely. And that's why what I've noticed, Norman, is during those time when Pulse Chain's being aggressively used and there's something crazy going on or something, like I remember back in the Zen days when Zen launched on Pulse Chain, it was like Pulse Chain was congested and all jammed up because of fucking Zen. And but the validators were getting like ridiculous. We were making like 20% APY back then during that time period. It was we were making double the money for that short period of time. And so right now, like when you see like a good day of what a lot of usage, which is you know, maybe we were making 12, 13%. And then on a bad day when there's not a lot of usage, you know, it's around 8 or 9%. So it all evens out. But overall, like I said, what I like about it is like, dude, I hardly ever check it. Like like a month or two will go by. I'm like, oh, I should go look in that wallet. Open the fucking wallet. I'm like, shit, that's nice. You know, it's like you forget about it because I don't manage it. David Feeder does my validators, and that was the best decision I ever made because when I came out to Puerto Rico, the power sucked. You know, and I didn't want to have to be like, oh my God, every time the power goes off, is a generator on. They got to make sure that everything's running because then you get, you don't get slashed for that, but you miss rewards. And so, like, I was like, man, it's just worth it to pay David Feeder, you know, a little bit of money, and he'll run all the servers. He keeps them updated for you. Like, you don't have to worry about like updating the clients or any of that shit. And then you hold the keys to the validators. You hold the keys. You have the wallet where the rewards are distributed into. He doesn't. He's just managing the clients and hosting them on his server. That's it. And it's like it's fucking beautiful. It's beautiful.
But you see, I learned something new again. And as far as I know, you know, the wealthy people I met recently, and that's my experience normally in life as well, that they want less and less hustle, you know, like they don't have time to get another person on board and then deal with that person or get something else and deal with that because they most valuable and everyone's most valuable asset is their time. So you see, we don't even know, and people out there, I'm in the ecosystem, yeah. But you told me like extremely valuable information, which I'm sure if someone has a decent amount of chunk of cash, you know, which they want to invest, they would go down on that route rather than start asking questions on Telegram groups like, oh, can you help me please? And God knows who pops up on you and then start writing some God knows what, you know, yeah, I help you with this and that. So that's why I'm going back to my original idea. We need more of these promotional things which provides a system, things which creates like an easy to understanding sections and see through things. Like this would be extremely valuable if it was somewhere on a site which shows all the tokens, shows all the APRs, shows all these links, where you can just, get a direct contact with David, for example, or his website or whatever.
And
That would
David's done
help
a
with the
very good
adoption.
job. I would say Dave, as far as the validator stuff and the mining, David Feeder, him and Gamma had done an amazing job of creating tutorials, of having a web. David has a website you can go to and has everything where step-by-step instructions, exactly how to like it. He literally breaks it down to where a third grader can understand and implement a validator if they were curious to do so, with all supporting videos. He's done such an amazing job of kind of spearheading that lane in Pulse Chain, all the way down to he's like, you know what? If you don't want to run it, fuck it. I'll host it and just pay me a couple $100 a month and you get everything. And like, so he got
whatever, we'll get a percentage. I would be happy to give up, like, I don't know, 2-3% of that 15% or even 5% of that API. If I don't have to do anything, all I need to do just put down and I get a 10%, like, why not?
And he does that too. So it's all the way from like a full done for you service if you want that, or I'll hold you by the hand and guide you and walk you through if you want to do it on your computer, and I'll even sell you the hardware that's already ready to go. And yeah, dude, he's probably one of the best service providers in Pulse Chain.
And then just one thing, which is untapped, like, that's why Johnny last time was quite right, that the party is early. A couple of things I would like to correct him. He's saying like, oh, we don't have the house yet. We don't have the band yet. We don't. No. It's we have the house already, which is PoseX. We have the MC, DJ like yourself. You're hosting the party, and many other out there. Crypto Coffee, Money Gang. Name it. There's just so many people. Crypto 7. They're doing the work every day in, day out. So we have those as well. It's just a couple of things which we need to improve. Like, let's say, for example, another example, I will always come back to Tesla, but I love my Tesla, man. So yeah, he brings out a couple of new products because he see a gap on the market, saying like, okay, I can make a cheaper Tesla Model 3 with certain functions or extras not having in those vehicles, probably the lower charging speed, the lower acceleration time with the vehicle, motor, maybe last generation or whatever, but make it cheaper. But what he was doing as the time was going, he was not making another car. He had like 4 cars, and then he was improving them all the time. So that's why we don't need another crypto, like with some whatever, like some really strange or confusing or very hard to understand sort of mechanism, or token system, like we don't need that. We just need, we have already so many tokens on Pulse Chain. We just need that to be a bit more available, accessible, like for people who got money and want to invest. Because you have so many sharp people, like all the time I'm listening these. I'm so glad that I can listen back. Unfortunately, I'm not on Twitter anymore. But then you have a lot of these. What's it called? When they do group discussions, spaces. On these spaces, man, the guys, you're hearing what sort of informations they have. I would love to have those on YouTube, for example, more often, like half. Let's say half to do it on Twitter and another half do it on YouTube. Or have the same thing recorded at the same time and be more out there on YouTube as we're pushed out, because those guys, they're talking about extremely valuable information and, like systems and strategies, and also very interesting topics, like only small channels, a few small channels covering those. And then what they do is they record the actual conversation, and then they put it on a video, like just like a blank page, as a audio thing on YouTube. But it's not out there that much, smaller accounts, not that many subscribers or whatever.
Hey, Sergey, I put in the Validator Store website there for you to chat. So you ask, what is his website? So that's David Feeder's website. Go there. and then you could
What is
explore
it called?
thevalidatorstore.com.
Thevalidatorstore.com. Okay.
And where you can go,
Thevalidatorstore.com. Okay.
and it's pretty much your everything that you need to know about validators, all the way. Like I said, if you wanted to run yourself and spin up the clients yourself and do the Linux, you got to learn Linux to run these things from your machine. He walks you step by step. You can even schedule calls with him to do private consults if you want to go that route. He sells the hardware for you if you wanted to just have a plug and play hardware that would run these validators. He sells that all the way down to a full done for you service where basically you just throw him a couple $100 a month and then he runs it. I'm not sure if he's charging still a couple $100 a month. I might be grandfathered in I've been with him since like day one. So I'm not sure what he's charging these days for the full done for you service. Just make sure if you're doing the done for you service that the yield you're making, obviously off your validators, that you have enough pulse that it makes sense to do the done for you service. That's going to cost that monthly fee for you. You need to make sure you're making more than that in pulse, more than enough in pulse to offset that monthly fee and then some to make sense. Remember, it's like a business, right? You're paying for, some operating expenses, you're paying for, some marketing, whatever you want to call it. And then in return, you get ROI. This is kind of the same thing. You're going to pay for this service to run it, and you want to make sure you're making an ROI back on the return. And so you have to crunch the numbers to see how much pulse you own. There's 32 million pulse per validator. And on average, I would just pencil about 10% APY. And that's yearly, right? Make sure that money makes sense. Now, of course, you could only calculate it on today's price of pulse, which would be 4 zeros and a 3. And so you could speculate a little bit and be like, okay, well, what would it be worth? What's my yield worth at 4 zeros 5, 4 zeros, 8, maybe 3 zeros 1, and you just kind of look at the numbers from that perspective too. But you would definitely want to make sure you're profitable today. Profitable today, meaning 4 zeros 3.
Most likely
you calculate from.
But that's a good point. But most likely, I'm sure Pushchin will be able to do a 10x from here,
Sure.
which means that your APR is 100%, not 10%. So you double your money. So
that's a very good point. But you want to make sure you're profitable at the time you're paying the invoice, right? Like that's the way I look at it, right? When I'm running a business, I want to make sure
it's a long-term investment. It's a long-term investment. That's how I look at it.
But I can run my own validators too. So if I'm not profitable in today's terms, I'll just run my own validators.
Yeah.
And that's the way I look at it. You're right. Most likely, 6 months from now, it ain't gonna matter. If you held. Right?
It depends on how many validators you're trying to run. Because if the numbers gets bigger, that few $100, it makes a lot of sense, because I don't think that for David, let's say if he signs up with one person and the person says, okay, I have, for someone who wants to do $5,000 investment, probably the 10% doesn't worth it because it's $500 he would make in a year on current prices. So if you need to pay him $100 a month, then it doesn't make any sense. But if that number gets bigger, then suddenly it starts making sense. And then you think okay, so from here we can go. Hey, Frank is here.
Frank Conversations. What is up, my man? How you doing,
guys? Just listening to the conversation. I don't know what I can contribute today, but
oh no, you're good, man. Just come in, say hi. You don't got to contribute anything. You being here is contributing.
Okay, I'll take that. Thank you. Okay.
Now we're just talking about validators, man, and when it makes sense to use like a full-blown done-for-you service, or should you learn it yourself? I still love the idea of node validating. I'm still doing it. I've been doing it since we've launched, and I'll continue doing so until I feel like we're getting close to the time of selling, and we start to go through some more of a altcoin season. Then I'll start unwinding them. And that's something all you guys should be very aware of. If you are node validating, be aware of the time that it takes to exit. For example, on Ethereum's a very mainstream blockchain. Everyone knows about it. So people who node validate or mine, There's a lot of them doing it. Ethereum. In fact, in Ethereum, you only make about 3% APY. It's pretty weak. But if you want to get out of your node validator, it takes a month to get out because you're standing in line. It's like being in a room, and in that room, you're trying to get out the door. Maybe you're in a room with 100 people, right? And you're trying to get out the door, and everyone's trying to get out the door at the same time. Well, it's extremely difficult. You have to wait unless you're first at the door, but like that's the idea. You want to be first out of the door, but like you're most likely to end up waiting, and it's the same with this stuff. So if you are validating and you're want to take profits this cycle, be mindful that it could end up taking a little time to unwind. Right now, we're looking at about 48 hours. So on Pulse Trading, if I go out and say, hey, I want to undo a validator, I got to wait 48 hours before I receive my Pulse back in my wallet, which is fine. And that would be great even in the altcoin season. 48 hours, price is not going to go to zero. But in altcoin season, if everyone's trying to exit, will that 48 hours turn into a month? Will that month turn into longer? And then you could get trapped. So be careful and mindful of that as you guys are all moving through this cycle.
That's a big heads up. Thanks for sharing that. You know, because it made me think about too is what's the impact if you have Vouch or Vouch?
Vouch, yeah, I love Vouch.
Validator X or Project Pi. What is the, with Validator X is that's, I don't know. I'm just curious. Like, is there any risk of unstaking or getting out of those?
Not to the same degree, right? No, not at all. The only risk you would have, so you can unstake your validators in those protocols like you would normally, and you receive your Pulse, or so they keep enough liquid where most of the time they have enough to pay you, but if that liquidity gets topped out or used up, then they'll make you wait. I remember Jexa talking about this. So you could still run in that same issue, or you could sell the token. You could sell the V Pulse token. The problem is if it all gets backed up and people are trying to get out and they don't have enough Pulse to pay everybody and they have to wait for the validators to get unstaked to pay everybody, well, then everyone's going to start selling down the V Pulse, and that V Pulse could get detached from the Pulse price, because right now they run pretty in sync together. So in fact, it's a great liquidity providing play. If you want to provide liquidity with V Pulse and Pulse, it's great because they'll lock in sync together because they're basically the same asset. But if someone starts selling down V Pulse aggressively because they can't get their Pulse back because they're waiting, well, now V Pulse tanks below the price of the peg that is from Pulse, and you're stuck still waiting for your Pulse to get back. So you could run into the issue. It's probably a little less unlikely, Frank, because they do have that reservoir built up to pay people instantly for their V Pulse. So yeah, that's a very good point. And those protocols, in fact, when I go to unwind my validators, I will utilize those protocols because you actually make a little bit more APY in those protocols, because not only are they compounding all the Pulse and the validators in there, so that compound effect is creating a little bit more APY, but then you have their incentive reward token on top that you're getting paid on top of your Pulse. So like you're getting paid twice, plus it's compounded. So you get more by going through a Vouch than running your own validators now. It's really quite remarkable. And the reason why I haven't unwound mine and done that is because like I've got quite a few of them, and I don't want to go through the trouble of doing it. And I'll do it eventually, and that's what I'll probably do it as we're moving closer to the altcoin season, and then I'll use Pulse, my source of validation.
Cool. And you see, that's really, really good that you took the conversation to this direction, because you were mentioned a very valid point about the congestion and not being able to cash out, which we have two solutions for. Number one is if we make the chain as a very attractive blockchain, and easy to understand, easy to reach, easy to use blockchain, then obviously we're going to attract bigger investors with more money, which creates more liquidity. So then leaving the system or coming into the system is going to be easier for everyone. And then also to balance out this, I want to get out, I want to sell my thing. that's why I know that liquid loans is not, performing the way how it should, price wise and many other cryptos. But if the use case comes into those things and the promotion and the marketing would happen a bit more often, like before they had more active YouTube channel, they were more presence everywhere, they were also sponsoring certain events and certain people. So if these things gets out there, then people who has money, not the people who chasing meme coins and I want to make another 100x on whatever next meme token.
Yeah, I want to do that.
It's not. Yeah, I know you're good at it, but it's not gonna be it's not gonna provide a long-term solution for a blockchain to get out there, and because even this Solana and the Sui hype on these meme tokens, like, okay, people come and then then it gets sold out. What are we waiting for the next one to come? It's not gonna be sustainable, and it's just, in my opinion, it's attracting the wrong crowd. But if we have these protocols like the liquid loans and which one is for PulseX? What's it called?
Earn.
Please. Earn, yeah. So you get a loan against it. All these people who got money, man, they know these things, like they do it on a daily basis. They get the first property and then go to another bank and they say, hey man, I got this and this, give me some money. I put it down as a collateral. They know that they're not gonna lose money on whatever they do, and then they still have the backup, so they can do it again and again and again, because they're getting things which are gonna make them money later on down the line. So these kind of protocols should be promoted better and more, in my opinion, if we want long-term growth and significant growth, not because we're gonna create another token or whatever. It's not gonna make us better.
So what's going on with you also, Frank? Any new updates with you?
Not really. I've just been kind of working hard in the real world,
It's good.
It's a
That's what I
concept.
talk about on the show all the time. Go out and create more value to the world so you can bring more money in and keep DCAing.
Yeah. So actually, when my wife was listening a few weeks back and you shared that, she's like, I really like that. That's really a great thing to share with people, but yeah, just my attention in crypto has been so intense for the last 4 years, literally for the last 4 years, that in the last month, I kind of, stepped aside, stepped back, and I feel so much better.
Yes.
Like I don't feel like, not like I was stressed out or anything, but I just felt like I needed to step back and, look at why I got into all this before the time feels like it's elongated forever, before the cycle hopefully, goes parabolic at some point here. And because I remember being involved last cycle and watching my bags go up, and you're addicted to that. You want that to happen again. So that's why not only are you staying for the financial gain, but you're also staying for that euphoria, that experience of being a rock star for a short period of time,
Yep. I love it.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's nuts, and that's about where I've been with it. I did a talk. It was really fun. I did a talk to a International Women's Federation, and this is about a month ago, about crypto, and that was a lot of fun, and there were about 50 people there, high-powered women, and it was just nice to be able to share that with people who have a little bit in crypto, who have nothing, or who are curious about. And I felt like it really made a difference for them based on the engagement and the activity. And here's what I found is that rather, like I've been the featured speaker for many different things over the years. And I like with crypto, if anybody's going to do speaking with crypto, I think a more powerful way to engage people is to have another speaker with you. Maybe do kind of like a panel, because then you get multi perspectives from like one of the guys on the panel who warmed up before I went on, he went over he's a big Bitcoin guy, and he went over everything, all the details about Bitcoin, because that's really the first coin that people know about that are new to crypto. And, he didn't talk about Ethereum or other altcoins, but then I talked about, RH ecosystem, et cetera. And my point is that, like, know your strengths if you're going to go speak, and know who else has strengths that can help educate people in crypto, bring them along. Because the whole technical aspect that he brought in, could I have done it? Yeah, if I had notes and stuff. But then if the people ask me further questions, I don't know what it is, but he could answer everything.
It's like, let me Google it.
Yeah, exactly. And I did a bunch of research before I went, just basic stuff, because I don't really remember sometimes some of the basic stuff, questions that I should be able to answer, because it's been 4 or 5 years since I got into it. And it's like, I don't even think about that stuff anymore. It's kind of like real estate. It's like I've been in real estate for 30 plus years, but the moment you pass the test, you don't ever
use this shit no more.
On stuff, for
you
years.
Don't ever use it anymore. Let me answer Bright Light's question. I would say yes, bro. Is it worth running 10 validators just for the tech and support the system, just for the learning experience? Also, I would say yes. Go and spend 10 up, and plus you'll make a little extra pulse while you're at it. Like, what's to lose, right? You're not going to lose nothing. You'll make money, and then you'll get experience out of it. You'll learn a little bit out of it. You'll learn what running these things looks like. And I did it. I did it on testnet when testnet v4 came out. And that's when I started doing it. And because Gamma was doing tutorials back then, and I went deep on it. And so then I moved to Puerto Rico, and I was like, no, I'm not doing this because the power sucks.
Right.
I live in a third world country, and they can't keep their shit together. So I'm going to export my services. So, well, cool, guys. I'm going to wind the show down here. I'm going to go grab a lunch. Thank you for coming on today. I appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a beautiful weekend. Any grandiose plans for the weekend at all? Either one of you?
I'm golfing most likely both days, doing some odds and ends in crypto. Going to a party.
I'm going to a party too tomorrow on a beach. There's a beach party that we're gonna go to, and that'll be fun.
Nice.
In fact, I invited some Hexicans here in Puerto Rico to see if they're gonna show up, and that way I have someone to talk to. It's my wife's friend.
The nerdy stuff.
Yeah, it's my wife's friends, and I'm like, oh god. I was at the Kava bar last night. We were doing Crypto Thursday, and they came. I was like, hey, do you guys want to come to the beach tomorrow? They're like, yeah, we'll come by. I'm like, all right, cool, good.
Well, and one last thing, let me do a pitch for people creating some type of talk inside of crypto, like you're doing on Coffee Thursday, Kava Thursdays. Like, I invite people to, even if it's one person you're going to talk to at a coffee shop about crypto, do it. Get some type of structure where you can help educate people on crypto to the best of your knowledge and point them in the right direction.
I love it.
So
I love it. That's great. So, well, cool, guys.
And also okay.
Yep.
Next time. No. Because once I start talking, man, then you cannot shoot me down. So
I gotta shut her down.
I want you to eat. So go on, eat.
It's always good, Norbert.
I express it next time.
So, all right, guys, have a beautiful day and enjoy the weekend. Go touch some grass, spend some time with your loved ones, your family, and once again, to the conversation we were having earlier, go create more value in the real world. 10x the value you bring to your fellow community, your fellow man, your fellow woman. That way you can get that value back, aka money, fiat, and then you can go 100x your fucking life in crypto. That is the key. That is the key to the kingdom right there.
Can I just say one thing or ask one
thing? One thing. Go ahead.
So I sell real estate in downtown Chicago. I'm gonna shill myself because I have an intention that I'm gonna pick up a deal from somebody listening right now.
Oh, there you go. I don't mind it.
Of somebody, whether they're buying or selling in Chicago, downtown Chicago. So reach out to me if you've got somebody that's looking for a good realtor. So there, I said it.
Boom.
I spilled it.
Chicago Realtor, guys. If you guys need somebody who knows the area, get you the best deal, work the deal for you, we got them right here. Use Frank Conversation. And while you're shopping for a house or selling your house, you guys can talk crypto.
Yeah, right.
That's like the bonus right there. Like you get to talk crypto with your realtor. Like how often is that going to happen?
It's a rarity.
It's a rarity.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Peace.
See you later. Thanks.
Ciao.